Good morning, girls. So on Tuesday, I went through how to get the development of this shape. And for the remainder of the class, then people were working on exercise 1 to get the development of it. Okay, so I'm just going to do the development of it there now. And I'm going to go through one more question. And I'm going to get you to do a question by yourself. Okay, so off we go. Just looking at this question, I can see that the back is the biggest part of this. The back is a box that's 100 wide and 100 tall. So I'm going to start with the back of it. The sides are attached to the back and they have a bit of slopes in it, and the measurements are given here. And the front of it is attached to that, and that's a box that's 60 by 100 in width. Okay, the very last thing we're missing is the bottom of this. And the bottom of this is again a rectangle, and it's 50 by the width, which is 100. So you can do this in the middle of your page. And as I explained to you the other day, I think it's best practice if you join together 2 A4 sheets together to get your shape, or to get your sheet the correct size. So as I was saying to you, we're going to start off with the back of this. Okay, and I'm just going to move this up a little bit. So I have stuck together 2 sheets of paper down the middle, and I've turned my sheet over. And all I'm doing now is just drawing a light construction line all the way across my page, just so you can see it. Okay, so there it is. And I'm going to start measuring the widths. So in the middle of my page, I'm going to put, well, not to the middle, just offset to the left hand side maybe a little bit. I'm going to measure the side. I'm going to keep to the left actually. I'm going to measure the 50 to start off for one of the sides. Then the back is 100 wide. Then there's another side that's another 50 wide. So 50 and 100 is 150 and 50 is 200. And then the front is included, which is another 100. So side, back, side, front. Okay. And this is an opened box. So I'm just going to start doing all of the widths now and the heights. So start doing light construction lines. These will obviously become fold lines there in a little while. Okay, I'm including a longer line at the back because I'm going to put the bottom attached to it. Then I'm going to go for the other side and then the front. And basically, I'm going to be taking all of the measurements from the actual question itself. So I'm going to be measuring up 60 and 40. And on the sides, I'm going to be measuring out 20 and 30. Okay, so I'm getting all of the measurements from there. Okay. So the side, first of all, the overall thing is 100. And as I was saying to you, the 100 is divided up to a 60 measurement and a 40. Okay, and I'm going to bring those 2 measurements all the way across my page. Okay, so remember, we're used to doing grids, so I'm essentially just doing a grid here now. And then I said on the sides, there's a measurement of 20 and then 30. So 20 first, so back 20, and then I'm left with 30. So 30 and then 20. And same on the opposite side, 20 and then 30. And basically, the 20 is joined to the 60 tall. Okay, and I can start seeing my shape starting to take a little bit of shape here now. So I'm going to do the outside. So basically, I have the back here. I have the 2 sides, side 1 and then side 2. And then I have the front. And I have the bottom underneath here, which I haven't finished off, but I'm nearly there. Now, you don't need to write in those. I'm just doing it here now for you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All the outside lines, as you know, at this stage are heavy lines. Missed that one. And all the inside lines are fold lines. Now, some of you sent me this the other day, which is fantastic. Others didn't, and that's okay too. Some people might have been confused, but we'll get to it and hopefully it makes sense now. Okay, and again, I'm going doing the inside lines as fold lines. And basically, this is your classwork on Friday or on Tuesday. And as you can see, it hasn't taken an incredible length of time to do it. It was very fast. Okay. And that's it finished. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the question so you can see what I'm talking about. So the back was a perfect rectangle. The two sides had two slopey bits on it. So we had a measurement of 20 out and then a slope for 30. And then the front is only 60 tall. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to go through that on the actual drawing. So the back of it is 100 by 100. Then this is 50 wide on both sides, up 60, sloping for 30, and then 20 wide. The box in front is a 60 by 100 box, and the base on the bottom was a 50 by 100 box. Okay, so I'm going to take this off now, and I'm going to do one more question, and then I'm going to give you one more question. So you shouldn't really be doing much with this question. You should have it done. So you're just correcting it if there was a mistake. Now what you're going to do is get a brand new sheet, 2 sheets, and you want to stick the 2 sheets together. And I'm just after doing that. And I'll put that on underneath. Okay, stick down your sheet again, making sure it's nice and neat. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to do something that does have a bit of a lid in it. It's a little bit more confusing. When it comes to next week, we're going to be moving on to cylinders. So, which one? I'll go for this one. Okay, so this is a little bit trickier. So I'll do this one with you. And the homework or classwork I'm going to give you is this one. Okay, so we're doing the display box. And you can see over here it's being folded out for you. You can see that the way they are folding it out is they have the top, the back, the bottom and the front all in one line. And then they're just opening out the sides flat. But everything else has been folded up and down underneath. So it is going to be quite long, and I'll discuss how long in a second. So the way they're doing it is I need a height of 20, a width of 45, then a height of 70, then a height of 15. And I'm just getting all those measurements from there, and hopefully you're getting the hang of those. So, and again, the widths were 90 and again 45 and 45. So to start this off, you start with your baseline like you've done time and time again. Okay, and as I was saying to you, so their 2 sides are 45 in length, so that's 45 to the left hand side that's been folded out. The back of it is 90 wide, so I'm going to measure 90 now. Apologies. And then the other 45. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and then the 5. So I have 45, 90, and 45. So that's the back and the 2 sides. Like we've always done, just create your grid for that. Okay, and as you can see, I'm doing long, consistent lines. I'm not doing bits of lines here and there. I'm doing consistent long lines, and I can draw on those lines again in a minute when I need to. So I'm just going back to the question. So at the minute, I've drawn kind of this bit. Haven't fully yet finished now, but I have these 3 bits done. I'm now going to do the measurements for the top, the bottom, and the front. The top is 15 wide. So I'm going to measure up 15. The back I haven't said is 70. So I'm going to measure 70 and then 15 up on top, so up vertical. And then on the underside, it needs to be 45 wide for this distance, and it's 20 wide for the front. So bear with me as I get those done. So this represents the bottom line, okay? For the bottom of the box, as I was saying, it is 45 wide. And the front of it is 20. Just double check that. Yeah, the front of it is 20 wide. So again, measuring down 20. And then the back of the box itself is 70. And then the top of it is 15. So we're going to measure another 15 up on top of that. Okay, so there's a lot of measurements going on here. I'm just going to push that up so you can see it a little bit more. So that's 45, that's 20, that's 70, and then that's 15 up on top, just in case anyone missed any of that. Because this is 45, this is 45 because they're joining. Obviously that's 45 and this is 45 again because they are joining. Just going to join those lines across. Same over here. Now, and I'll go back to the question again because you need to keep referring to the question for measurements. So Now, I have all of that done there. I have all that centre box done, but you can see I've missed detail here. And the detail are these measurements here, the 10, 20 and 15. And it's the height of 20 and 50 then also. So I'm just going to replicate that. 15, 20, 10. So to the left. 15, then 20, and I'm left with 10 as you can see. 15, 20, 10. That makes sense because that 15 and this 15 will join. Again, replicate on the other side, just the opposite way around. We'll go 15 first, then 20, and I'm left with a 10. So 10, 20, and then 15. And this 15 will join to that 15. Next, going back to the measurements again. At the front, I need a measurement of 20 up. So I'm going to measure 20 up. Transfer that across to both sides. And with all these measurements, I'm going to transfer them down. So I'm going to transfer the 10 down. And I'm going to transfer the 10 down on the opposite side. Okay, and I'm good to go now. So basically, the top of it, I'm going to do it in heavy because I know it's the outside of it. And I'm going to do all the outside lines now. Something's not right there. Okay. Good. So that's heavy. This 15 is heavy. That 15 is heavy. Now, there's going to be a sloping bit. So it's going to slope for 20 wide until it touches the 10 on the inside on the bottom. On both sides. And then when you look back at the question, you can see it's going horizontal for a little bit. So it's horizontal for that 10 millimeters. And again, if you're not following what I'm doing here, have a quick look at the actual question. You can see the shape that I'm talking about. Okay, so it's flat for a bit, then it's slope, and then it's flat for a bit, then it's going down. So that's what I'm replicating here now. As I said, inside lines are fold lines, and I'm going to do that whilst I'm at it, sure. Okay, and this is another fold line, is the underside or the bottom of it. And this is the front. Again, these are outside lines, heavy, and fold lines on the middle. Okay, and as some people hopefully have figured out, I'm missing a fold line here, so that needs to fold down in. So long to short, long to short, long. And as you know, there's no measurements on that. So this is the question fully finished. It's very fast. And I'll go back and show you where everything is coming from. Just to one side maybe for a second. So, okay, you can see here, it's like a little boot shape. It's sloping, it's coming out flat, then it's going down vertical. And I've replicated that. It's going up vertical, going flat, sloping, and then it's flat again up on top. That's exactly what I've drawn on both sides. The back, as you can see on this, is a 90 by 70 box. I've written that down for you, 70. I didn't write the 90 now, but that's 90 wide in total. And one side and the other side are mirror images, so they're the exact same. 15 by 90 for the top of it. The bottom is a 45 by 90 rectangle, and then the front of it is a 20 by 90 rectangle. And as you can see, everything is joined together. For this one, you can cut this one out and assemble. And you can tell by looking at your assembly if it is actually accurate or not, because you will see if it doesn't join, obviously it wasn't cut out right or it wasn't made right. So these two measurements have to be the same, 15 and 15. These two have to be the same, 15 and 15. These have to be the same because they're joining as well, 45 and 45. And this 20 and this 20 should be the same because, again, they will join when you start to fold it up as well. Okay, so once you're finished that, your classwork for today is to do this one. As you can see, there's one new thing involved in this, and it's a semicircle. So you're going to need your compass for this. And I know some people are going to tell me I don't have my compass, but do with what you have. Okay, if you don't have a compass, just do a sloping line. But I would like you to use the compass to get used to it. So as you can see, you need to measure in 10 millimeters and then do your curve. And just to remind you about the compass again, this is incorrect. When you put the compass in, it needs to be kind of level. How you know it's kind of level is keep them together, make them kind of in line with each other, close it, and you're good to go. When you want to measure a distance on your compass, you get your set square and you're lining it up. The radius for this is 40, I can see from this question. So see the height of 40 there, that means the radius is also 40. So when it comes to actually doing it, put your 0 on the metal piece, stretch it out to 40, and you should be good to go then to draw those curves. And I said, if you don't have the compass, make do with what you have, possibly do a slope instead. Okay, so that's your classwork for today. I'll see you live now.